What if I told you that the secret to writing better SEO content lies in a single doc? Well, today we're talking all about SEO content briefs and how you can use them to write content that is SEO optimized and better than your competitors. While creating an SEO content brief may seem time consuming and a waste, I promise you it's absolutely going to save you time in the long run and help you create much better content that actually has a chance of ranking on Google. And so for this tutorial, we're only going to be using free tools. There are paid tools that will pretty much create your content brief for you. For example, Surfer SEO. But if that's not an option for you right now, I highly recommend that you continue watching this video and I'll show you how to do it for free using my template that you can also download by just clicking the link in the description. And so the two tools that we're going to need are ChatGPT and the Detailed SEO Chrome extension. So once you go ahead and install this Google Chrome extension, you're going to see a little purple D. Just to give you an example of what this looks like, when you click it, you're going to see a ton of information about the title, description, the heading structure, etc. I don't want to go through this entire plugin in this video because it'll make it quite long, but if you aren't familiar with this plugin, I have an entire video dedicated to it, so I'll link that in the description as well. But you are definitely going to want to have this for the purposes of creating your SEO content brief. Go ahead and just jump right in. Now for our tutorial today, it is June, and then for our target keyword phrase, what we're going to use for today is self-care for entrepreneurs. If you're watching this video, it will probably be beneficial to you to keep learning about this. So anyways, the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is open up the top ranking post in Google. So it's super simple. All you're gonna do is Google your focus keyword and open up the top 3 organic results. So not sponsored posts. And you'll know if it's sponsored because it'll have a little sponsored tag at the beginning of it. And so 3 that I'm gonna open are this Forbes one, the Shopify one, and the Boss Project one. Right away, I have the Forbes post, the Shopify post, and this Boss Project post. Plug that into my content brief. Now, one thing that seems super simple but is surprisingly overlooked is that you actually want to take the time to read each of these blog posts. Don't skip this step. It's so important to know the content that's already ranking at the top of Google and look for things that kind of stick out to you as like interesting or surprising. So like, for example, right away with the Forbes post, I see that they have this big ad block that pushes all the content pretty far down. Like I don't get to read or digest any of this content until I scroll a couple times and then I finally get a little bit of the content. So this works for a website like Forbes because they have a very high website authority. Let's check out Spotify. So even with Spotify, it's not that great. Like this image still pushes like a ton of content down the page and you have this kind of call to action to start using Shopify. So again, they can get away with it because they're very popular. This is a little better. There's not too many ads. We're getting some information. We're seeing the book, etc. Just things you can keep in mind as you're going through and reading each of the blog posts. Obviously, for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to actually go and read all of the blog posts. And so we'll just move right along. So the next thing that we want to do is prepare our SEO title. So this is the title that's shown in the search results. So for example, mastering self-care, 9 self-care strategies, the importance of self-care as an entrepreneur. So in this case, honestly, what I might do for this is 15 self-care strategies for ambitious entrepreneurs in 2024, because this is a 2023 post. This means that it is slightly outdated and we can even tell here that it was published in 2022. And we can see this one is much more recent, but this is 2023. So there is an opportunity to get some more fresh new content in here. So let's just go with 15 self-care. Actually, let's do this because I want to always make sure I'm including the exact keyword phrase. So self-care for entrepreneurs. All right, so yeah, that is one of the kind of key points too, is that we definitely want to include our focus keyword. Other good ideas are to include a number, and you always want to make sure that the number you're picking is higher than what's already ranking. So for example, if I were to just pick 4, well, obviously somebody would just want more ideas, so they're going to click 9. So I think 15 is a good number. For the URL, it's going to be my domain name.com/self-care for, in this case, you just want to make sure you're including your exact keyword phrase. And then your meta description. So that's the part that's shown right here. And Google can actually put whatever it wants right here, but it's still good for you to provide your own meta description. You want to make sure that's under 155 characters. You can use this little character counter tool to make sure that you're within that limit. Same thing with the SEO title. You want to make sure it's a max of 65 characters. So my meta description, I'm going to use self-care for entrepreneurs, 15 strategies for 2024 so you can avoid burnout and feel your best. So now we're going to move on to the target word count. So here we're going to take the average words for the top 3 ranking posts. So in this case, what we'll do is we'll use Forbes page, and this is where the detailed SEO extension is going to come into play. And we're going to come over to the overview tab and scroll down. So this blog post is 1,300 words. This one is 3,000, so that's quite a bit. This one is 1,700. Kind of also one thing too to kind of keep in mind, because this counts all the words on the page, and clearly this blog post itself isn't 3,000. So what you could do is just take the actual content and then plug it into this character counter, and this is telling you that it's 1,800 words. So given that that one's 1,800, the Forbes one's 1,300, and this Boss Project one is 1,700. I'm probably going to say 2,200-ish because we want to have something that's better and more comprehensive than the top ranking posts without fluff and filler. All right, so now we're going to move on to get our image count. We can do that a couple of ways. We can just kind of scroll for shorter posts. So we have literally one relevant image in this blog post. That is literally it. So one thing kind of to keep in mind there is you can go that way to find the average. It'll also tell you that here, but see how this is again counting 28. So that's because it's just including all of the images on the page. Okay, this one has even less. I think 10 is going to be a really good number. Maybe we'll even hit 15 because we'll have one image per strategy to help complement the text and make it more skimmable. So now moving on to our headlines. Come back to our post, come back to the detailed SEO extension, click on headings, and then we're going to go ahead and just grab all of these headings. In the Forbes post, it's actually having another blog post right below it. It's kind of odd. What we're going to do is we're going to just grab the headings that are relevant to this blog post. Honestly, Forbes can just get away with so much because they have such high website authority, case without formatting. And then we're going to come over to headings, and then see this one even has FAQs. So that's a good one to pull over. Plug these in, and we're going to clean this up. For now, it's just a matter of getting them all on the page. Okay, so each one's down here. And so now what I'll do is I'm going to go clean these up and build a superset of all of the headings. So I'll be right back. All right, so now I have organized all my headings into a really well thought out and organized blog post. So we've got our 15 self-care strategies. We've got an FAQ section, the importance / the benefits of self-care as an entrepreneur, and how to get started implementing self-care into your day. We'll continue building this out by next pulling in the FAQs from the people also asked section. So more often than not, you'll see a people also asked section in the Google search results. By clicking, you can pull in some of these. Now, again, won't all be relevant, but it is a great way to get some FAQs. And then where I have self-care FAQs, I'll just add a note, add from people also asked, PA. Linking opportunities. So this is where I'll just link some blog posts that I have that are relevant to my core topic of self-care for entrepreneurs. I'll leave that blank for now. And then for the external links, this is where we're going to link to external websites. A lot of SEO newbies and beginner bloggers make the mistake of not linking out to external websites because in theory, you may see it as driving traffic away from your website, but it's absolutely crucial to include external links to build expertise, authoritativeness, trustworthiness. So yes, it's a very good way to do that. So let me give you some example benefits. And so I can just link to further resources. So now it gets to the fun part. We're almost ready to start writing our blog post. So what I'm going to do is head over to ChatGPT. All right, so now that we're in ChatGPT, I'm going to use this prompt. Please pull out relevant keywords from the following 3 blog posts. List the frequency that I should target in my own blog post to rank at the top of Google. And all you're going to do is just paste the URL, and I'll let this run and be right back. All right, so now you can see that ChatGPT gave me a range of relevant keywords that I'm going to want to make sure that I'm implementing into my blog post. So I'm going to just copy and paste this right into my content brief. So now we have a very solid blog post, and it is really just time to get writing. And if you do want to use ChatGPT for the writing process, this is exactly what I would do. You can use the following prompt. Please act like an expert in mental health for entrepreneurs, basically just your topic, as well as an expert copywriter using copywriting best practices. Please write 2,000 words using the following content brief. And then all you're going to do is literally just copy and paste this entire thing into ChatGPT, and it's going to give you a really solid outline. This is an outline. Don't copy and paste this and put it into your website as is. It's not going to do very well, especially in the long term. Take your time, read it, add examples, inject experiences, think critically on it, and see where you can make things even better. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and check out all the free resources in the caption.